My name's Ari Salomon, and I'm giving you a tour here of the Bay Area Photography Collective's show, A Measure of Uncertainty, here at the Harvey Milk Photo Center. It's January 2026. This show was curated by Heather Snider, and it's called, Measure of Uncertainty, and I'll talk a little bit about a few of the pieces in the show, but not all of them. Starts here with Chris Stevens-Yu, who has these street photography images, but they're all these kind of mysterious and, uncertain images where you have to think, well, what is happening here? It's kind of a mirrored wall, and he's standing at just the right angle to make these mysterious mirrored images. And this is in an area called La Défense on the northwest, I think, of Paris. And here's a quick overview of the whole gallery. And we have a catalog available online. It's $20, and it's got all the images and the short statement by everybody. The rest of the show's over here, but I'm gonna go, I don't know, I'm going to talk really briefly about each one. So Maria Budner has work. She says, my work explores the quiet manipulation of imagery to evoke intrigue and ambiguity. So this is a picture of a person, and that's the reflection. It looks kind of like pixelated, but it's actually just a reflection. But there's also layers of digital manipulation. And again, uncertainty. There's a real mystery to what's happening and what this ghost figure is and the figure in the background. Anthony Delgado, he has pictures, again, kind of street photography, but a lot of these are at festivals, and a lot of them are in different places like in Latin America, and I think this one is in San Francisco, more of a street scene, catching everybody at a precise time. Mitch Nelles, he has these three and one at the end over here. And a lot of these are also street scenes. He has his dramatic lighting, and he's interested in all kinds of decaying buildings. He mentions decaying piers, ships in dry dock, urban basketball courts, and barbed wire fences, old tools, graphic street scenes, all subjects that speak to me. Nick Winkworth has these beautiful, quiet images with this beautifully framed, and they're both of these sort of windows and fabrics. He says, I've always been attracted to places that seem to belong to someplace else. Places that have an indefinable quality that make them feel not right in the world. These are also Nick's images. All right, let's talk about Rusty Weston. So he's, first of all, got this very unique format where he has a collaged photo. So there's multiple photos. So there's one photo that's like green tinted here and one photo that's yellow tinted, and then a photo on top that's printed on clear, and you can see through it and see the background through it. So, and these are models. So he works with models and takes pictures of them in urban environments, and then works with them, makes these collages. He says the series is called Dislocated. It explores urban anxiety and the broader existential concerns and feelings that undermine contemporary life. Chad Amory, also street photography. He says, the street is a living question. Every corner holds a story, half-formed, every face a flicker of something true that refuses to hold still. In this case, there's a figure here, and there's a architectural element in the foreground. It makes a really cool puzzle of what you're looking at and what it means. Shelley Hodes, So her project is called Torah Necrocene, the post-Anthropocene epoch on planet Earth, where all known organic life has perished due to surface and atmospheric conditions. So it's a sort of sci-fi vision of the future where aliens come to Earth and study the destroyed Earth landscape, and this gold, this copper symbol that's on the outside of the frame is intended to be like the language of the aliens. So it's very cool and very far out. Alison Ely has a series called A Place Out of Time, and it's the interiors of 135-foot silos at a working cement storage and distribution terminal in Northern California. Stark, silent spaces. So this is a facility that's actively used, and she got special access and has these really cool, dramatic black and white photos. They kind of look like spaces that might be abandoned, but they're actually very actively used. Rose Borden, my work explores the overlooked details of everyday life and the beauty that can be found in the ordinary. And again, kind of a street photography, but like this is the title, I believe, is Slice 2, but it's the Jewish Museum downtown San Francisco, with just a little hint of these feet coming through, and the layers and triangles, and there's a lot of triangles in this selection. Anastasia Nelles. So she's a portrait and documentary photographer whose work focuses on what is disappearing: animals, human communities, people, and fragile natural landscapes. Through her lens, she explores the quiet transformation of the world. So these are villages in Russia that are emptying out because people move to the city. So that's the theme of that work. And I'm just being real quick going through all these. Eric Blum has a pictures from a fire. This is actually a taco truck in his neighborhood where his studio is. And one day the taco truck had a fire and kind of exploded. I think the gas tank in the truck exploded or something. And that's what these remnants from a fire. Chuck Harlan's, he says, as a photographer, my work is rooted in a deep fascination with light, texture, and the stories that unfold in everyday moments. And yeah, these are pictures of ice crystals. Really beautiful and kind of abstract, mysterious images. Ingo Borg has images from national parks. Let's see, he says, Zen and the art of photography best describes my process of taking pictures. Hiking through nature with my camera, I can easily dive into space-time, absorbing colors, forms, and light. This has two little figures moving into the darkness there. Okay, John Martin. Every photograph has a story, and each story is layered, but what is it? What is happening outside the frame? So these are labeled who, when, what for, now what, and where there. And yeah, some of these pictures were shot in 1972, and some in 2009. It's just he has this huge archive of street photography, and it's a great selection. Timofey, Glinin, and Anastasia Shubina. So these two images on the right, so they left Russia because of the war, and they lived in Albania for a while, and this was like a community of artists that they were living with in Albania. And that's what these two are. And then this is documenting these people who were kicked out of Russia and allowed to return later, people from the Caucasus regions, and it's a part of a much bigger series. Angelika Schilli she has these collages. So it's a collage of reproductions of old photographs, family photographs, and photographs she took. And there's pictures of herself in there, and I believe this is her mother. She says, my work explores how uncertainty shapes both our inner and outer worlds. This one includes military, pictures of people in the military, and eggs is a common theme in a lot of her work. Okay, 3 more. Alison Taggart-Barone. So she has a series about sleeping. Every day we lay down, or voluntarily giving up control of our minds and bodies, and go to sleep, a pretty astonishing act of trust. So these are from the series Beds, and then they're paired with these other fabric series, which are actually from the Cambodian, the killing fields in Cambodia. So she talks about how the 2 series are both on some level about death. And back to the same artists, Anastasia and Timothy, they have a series of pinhole photos called Entrance to the Void. And they're kind of abstract pinhole photos that are a metaphor for their journey moving here to San Francisco from Russia. And the last one, my work, my name's Salomon again, and these are called pyrotypes. The series is called Burn Line, and I take pictures people give me of objects they lost in the fires, in the LA wildfires from 1 year ago in Altadena and Pacific Palisades. So I take, in this case, it's an image of a vase with some dead flowers. I engrave it in wood and convert the wood into charcoal. So I call it a pyrotype. Here's a picture of a menorah that was lost by the Chabad of Pacific Palisades. So I contacted them and they got me this photo, and again, I engraved it and converted it into charcoal. So it's a series about recreating the loss and a meditation on memory and the resilience, what people lost and what how they survived the fires. And I pair these with pictures I took of the I call lost landscapes of these same scenes where the fires happened in Altadena and Pacific Palisades. So this is I'm standing in a burned out building that had all these different pipes still hanging in the air that survived the fire because they're made out of metal. And let's see, actually I didn't talk about these 2. Neo, Serafimidis, he has these street photography images. He says, an ongoing photo series exploring the nocturnal character of urban and suburban landscapes. Okay, and then we just had our Meet the Artists. So we had many people here. We all talked about the work, and there's another Meet the Artists February 7th. And the exhibition runs from January 24th to February 7th, Harvey Milk Photo Center, 50 Scott Street. And it's open Tuesday, Thursday, 3 to 8:30, Saturday, 11 to 4:30. Closed on Fridays and Sunday and Monday. All right, thank you.